Hello everyone, welcome to my corner of the world and welcome to the next part of my developing my single signature junk journal. So the other day I left it that we had our signature sewn into our cover and we had put some reinforcement on the spine here. So next is sort of decorating up some of the pages. And as I was going through, I was thinking to myself, well, unconsciously, I have a bit of a theme going on here. And it's basically sort of using this ledger paper and these roses, and I've got them sort of with stripes, and I think I've got some blue ones somewhere, or have I just used the pink? I can't remember. I can't remember if I used any of the blue ones. Yeah, oh so there's blue ones there. So I thought, oh well, I've got to now keep up with like the theme. I've got to just sort of focus a little bit and not bring too many other products in. So one of the things I did do was I used this stencil. Now this is a stencil I had in my quilting stash, and I just used some ink and a blending brush here, and I just went over, and it kind of picks out some of the curly cues in this other paper that I've used, and I did use it here. So that is kind of bringing that same, where's that matching page? That did bring in the same sort of theme again, so I don't feel quite that I've strayed too much. So what I did do was I went through and I prepped up some paper to do some more decorating, and what did I do with that adhesive bottle of adhesive? There it is. So on my envelope, so I've got the sort of a flip out envelope here. I've just got some of that same paper, and I got this from a downloadable ephemera that I purchased on Etsy. Come on out. I think he's got a little bubble in him. And all I did was print it on ordinary copy paper so that it wouldn't be sort of too bulky. So we've got a little technical hitch here. I'm not quite sure what's gone wrong, but hopefully we can get some adhesive out. So this is the solvent-based adhesive. So we'll forget that for a minute. This is a solvent-based adhesive, which I've started to use on this thinner paper because it doesn't make it soggy. So there we go, that's what should be happening. So we're just gonna go ahead and do this. So I also decided that I would do this video on, if you like, attached decoration, and then I would do my next one where I think I'm going to do some stamping, to use more ink on some of my pages. Now this is a piece of the oh gosh, I forgot what I called it now. This is like a old-fashioned accounting books. And I just took this, it's just a plain one. Again, I've printed out on copy paper. And I thought that I would use this as a journaling page like that. So that would make a cute journaling page there. So that's that done. We'll come back to that. So that was the piece I just showed you. I've got, oh, here we go. So there's the other side of that half page. So that sort of mini page, double page, that was the last one. That's my last of my pages for my signature. So I ended up with like 6 pages, but when they're folded in half, I actually have got like 24 sides that I can journal or tuck things in. So that's going to be sort of quite generous. So that will go like that. And I'll have to think of something else to go there. So I've got my pocket there. And then I've got these 2 pretty little envelopes that I attached. And it's on the opposite end of the page with the beigey envelope. So I'm going to pop that one there. And then this one here. So now I've got a lot of space covered, and by sort of also covering it, it gives the pages a bit of strength, because you know this copy paper is quite thin, and we're just building up some pretty layers. Right, so those are those bits. So I still have to thought about, so I'm thinking about doing some stamping on these parts here. So then I thought, let's do some other embellishments. Now, I had a rake around in my drawer, and look what I found. I must have bought these at some point. It's actually fabric tape. And well, on the box, it's actually got like that accounting paper that I've been using, and it's got a really wide one, which brings that out as well. Look at that, isn't that clever? And then there's a thinner one, and it's got postage on. Now I'm thinking about making some faux stamps, like postage stamps, and using those as embellishments. And so this will be perfect. So that will be another video when I get my head around that. And then there's these 2 thinner ones, and this one has got like a little postage frank in as well. So the other thing that I've used on my journal is this punch. And it's a very old punch, but it's probably one of my most favorite punches in the entire world. It gives such a lovely edge. And so I used it on my reinforced binding, and I've used it on a few pages. So I'm thinking, okay, so I've got another piece there. Let's bring some more of that back in. So I cut some strips of vanilla card. In fact, these are scraps. This is what I had in my scrap drawer. And I punched, and I've just gone ahead and put some ink on the edges just to take the rawness off. And I then thought, well, why don't I stick some of that tape onto it and see what sort of an embellishment that makes. So that is what I've got here, and I don't know if I've got enough to do what I wanted to do, but I wondered about like putting it on there to give that a bit of decoration. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'll have to cut myself another piece in a minute. Ooh, gosh, this has squeezed itself out. I'm not having an awful lot of luck with this particular adhesive. I might be rethinking my adhesive strategy here. So let's pop that up against the very edge of this pocket, like that. So that gives a nice edge to that. Now, before that sticks, I need to cut that off. Let's see, where have I got some scissors to do that? So I'm guessing this would have been something that I should have done before my page was sewn in. But hey, you know, we're all wise after the event. We're going to make it work. Oh, that's not so bad. That doesn't look bad, does it? And then this bit's going to come off a lot easier, I think. There. Now then, did I get some adhesive underneath? I did. So that gives me a really pretty edge there. Now what I'm going to do is to do, I've got another piece, and I'll show you how I attach that tape. So this is fabric, and I didn't realize it was fabric. I thought it was just like paper, but I'm just gonna literally line up against my edge. Like that, and trim it down. Now I hurried on that one and I haven't quite got it on, but look, this is repositionable. Ha 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 ha. Yes, sir. That is neat. And the other thing that I did do, which I hoped would help stick it down a bit more, was I used my bone folder to give that a burnish, and that moved. It's when I burnished it. So there we go. So if I just burnish that, and maybe that would just sort of help the adhesive activate. So I've got that on that pocket, so I'm going to do the same on this pocket. And before I stick it down, I'm gonna cut my angle here. So if I use my bone folder, and I should just be able to get my angle there. That should do it to it. I just need to take a tiny little bit there. There. I think we're good. Now, as I say, I'm going to leave that. I'm going to leave that through 3-in-1. And this time I'm just going to pop it on. I'm just going to go back to my good old Tombow for now, till I get the hang of that other good stuff. Because at the moment I'm getting myself in a bit of a state. So I'm just lining that up against there, like that, and just let that set for a few moments. So there, that's that. That gives me some nice decoration. And then, look, I found this really, really pretty, very, very pretty pink lace, which goes quite well with the other pinky reds that's in here. Now I could either do this and pop that down like that, which would make a real feature of that, or I could just pop it straight down and attach it like that. I'm not quite sure. What should we do? It kind of pulls the punch theme through. So maybe I could do that. Yeah, okay, let's try that. So we're gonna trim off about here. And I'm going to try this other adhesive. This is fabric. This is supposed to help when you're sticking fabric down. So we're going to use that one. Oh, and hopefully It won't argue with me. Ooh, gosh, this is really pungent. So just got a little thin bead there, and let's pop this down. I don't want to waste any of it, so I'm going to try and get it as close as I can. So that gives me, so we've been going about 15 minutes, so I want to just try and keep my video to about 30 minutes. There. And I've been having a think about, oh, I need some proper scissors. I've been having a think about my closure. And I think that might be my next, maybe that'd be my next video, is how we're going to sort that closure out. And then once I've done that, I can work out how to finish off my front cover. So that is my next thought, is that front cover, because we've kind of done a little bit of decorating. So with that, I think I'm going to do the same thing on this side as well. Let's repeat that. So tiny little bit. This is when I squeeze, it looks like it's it carries on oozing. But as I say, this is supposed to be for fabric. So that's why I am using it. So just ease that up to the top of the card. There. All right, so there's that side as well. So this is actually the center of my journal at the moment. So, well, I'm gonna straighten that up. And then we're just gonna attach that. And then we can trim off the extra piece. So there we have, we've done some, we've used some extra papers to fill, cover some pages. We've used this other punch and this, whatever this tape is, we've got that going on there. That's all nicely stuck down. So how are we doing here? And we've also now used that tape with some ribbon, which is looking really pretty. I mean, under this window sheet, it kind of looks a little bit like, I don't know, like a flower box. Well, maybe I'm being a bit fanciful now. There, so let's see what else that we could do with some, because I've got this other one that I experimented with, and this little corner pocket is very sweet, But if I put something on it like that, we're going to lose the prettiness of it. And I'm guessing I need to decide whether or not that's going to be a journaling page. So this is going to be a journaling page here. And I've got to decide what to do with that in due course. I wonder if I did something like this, if I lined that up. No, I don't really like that. So what else can we pop in that's going to be... See, so now I need to do the catch before I can decide what I'm going to do with these pockets. And perhaps we'll do something like that, but not necessarily with those colours because of the blues. Maybe we could put some, let's put this here. Maybe we could put some, this is going to be off camera if I do it that way, Sind. Maybe I could put a bit of prettiness up there on that. And then maybe I can do some stamping there. So let's get some adhesive on there. And give that a moment to stick down. That's quite pretty. And I can perhaps do some stamping on there. This, I'm thinking I may just put some very light embellishment on there. This, I'm still got to decide what I'm going to do with it. And this, will a little bit of this go on there without being too overwhelming? That might be a thought, mightn't it, to put some of that. I've only got a tiny bit left. Look at that. Ooh, how much was on there? Original, 3 foot. No wonder there's not much left. I know I used this one on my very first junk journal last year. So I'm happy with that, and I'm happy with this. So this, I mean, this would look good, but I don't know if there's enough to try and do the 2 pockets. Well, actually there would be, just by the merest smidgen, there would be enough. So let's do that. Let us go ahead and do that. I did put a little punch in the corner there to just sort of round the corner off, but you know, nobody's any the wiser with that. Ooh. So I've got a little bit of tape on my fingers. It won't, oh my. Look at that, it's kind of oozed. So if any other junk journalers are out there that have had a similar problem, maybe you'd just share with me about the ooziness of these adhesives, because I've tried to use the right ones for the job, and now then, let's take that, cut that off. Don't waste a tiniest smidgen, Sind. Now, I'm going to put a little piece of paper over that to stop this page hitting it in case the adhesive oozes out a little bit. So there's the other bit. So let's go ahead and pop that there. Look at that. It is by the merest smidgen long enough. So well, that means that I haven't wasted any of my lace, doesn't it? I've used every single smidgen of it. There we go, that's that. So we put that down. Like that. I'll give that a bit of a press and just hope I don't disturb it. And we'll put another piece of paper there to stop that sticking. And we will trim this. Now I think that's nicely set. Let's trim this off. It's always easier to do it from the back. There we go. So that's what we've achieved so far today. We've got this bit decorated up, and we've put a little bit of decoration here. We've put our journaling patches inside, and we've put a bit of lace embellishment there. I still need to trim that. We've got some embellishment with this lovely and extremely weird tape that's fabric and repositionable, and it's my perfect colours for what we've got going on here. And we've got some decorative pieces there and here and there, and I've decorated up these envelopes there. Now I wonder if I can use this. I've just got a few more minutes because I'm going to limit myself as close as I can to 30 minutes. So I'm just wondering if I could put some of this there, or maybe is it too wide to go there? Right, yeah, I'm going to line it up with there. That's it. Am I on camera? No, I'm not. Sorry. So we'll just get and we'll just trim that off. And like that. And I think when I get my stamps, my faux stamps, I was having a play with some ideas the other day, and I'll share with you some my thoughts, well, what I came up with, and then we'll do the video for the catch. Oops. So let me just do that. So I think if I just do the other one on the other side, and also I will be thinking about some things like tags, so that we can do some tags. I'm not going to do a huge number of tags because my journal, I'm going to use my journal on a holiday, and so I'm going to want to have space to put my my bits and pieces that I collect. This is not going to be easy, and so I'll probably limit my tags to just sort of journaling, so I can journal those as well, and then I can use my pockets for my bits that I'm going to collect. When we did our holiday last year, we did a sushi making class, and we got a certificate. So you know that it was the certificate went into my journal for that trip. And now I'll always know where to find it. And I think I also told on one video how we'd been diverted to a different airport temporarily, and they gave us food vouchers. Well, there's no way we could eat all of the food that the vouchers were worth, and so I kept one, and that went in my junk journal. So there we have these pockets, and this has given these pockets a lot more substance, so that when I go to put things in them, then they're not necessarily going to fall apart. So there we are. We've done some page decoration, and I will be back with another episode on the next stage. If you've enjoyed this, please just go ahead, give me a thumbs up, and I'd like to thank you for choosing to spend a bit of time with me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you, and bye for now.